Hi, this is Vicky with Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome back to our second week of eggs learning session. This upcoming week we have some really fun activities planned. The first is an opportunity to try new foods. When my dad read Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss, I couldn't imagine eating green eggs or green ham. The idea of green eggs sounded so nasty. But the next week, my sister was enchanted with the idea of colored food and added food coloring to all sorts of food. We had purple milk, brown orange juice, black ice cream. It inspired me to try to look at food and try food despite their actually looks. This week, we're going to do a food challenge. We're going to make some stained glass eggs, and we're going to try to make an egg wobble and do a little maze. Are you guys ready to get started? Well, this is activity number 5. What new thing can you eat, and do you like it or do you not? This activity can be so fun. Maybe it's just something they're familiar with, but cooked differently, like they eat raw carrots, but they don't eat cooked carrots. Or maybe it's a strange color or a new texture. Can you put together a set for each other that gave you the chance to try new things? And then can we actually record it on the sheets that we provided? So check out some of these ideas. Would you eat something that's fuzzy on the outside and green on the inside, like a kiwi? Or a fruit that looks like a hairy ball? What about a spiky food like this vegetable, which is part cauliflower, part broccoli, called Romanesco? And what about a vegetable that's purple on the inside, like these purple potatoes? Or a fruit that's named after a dragon? Or maybe something fried that you're used to eating, like these seared tomatoes. Helping children try and eat different things encourages them to eat a large variety of foods, which ultimately is healthier. We can't wait to hear what you actually tried and what they actually liked. This is activity number 6, stained glass eggs. This activity is so fun. You're going to need your markers to do this activity. And our volunteers have cut a bunch of cardboard eggs out and then put hot glue designs on them. You want to take the foil that's provided, press it hard against the hot glue impressions, and then wrap it around the back like this. Then using the markers, you want to color in the sections um, with different colors, like we see here, and you basically end up with what something that looks like a stained glass egg. Turns out neat, right? Well, this is activity number 7, wobbly eggs. We want to create a wobbly egg, and in your bag of all the eggs is a single glass piece marked 7. You want to use glue and glue the glass piece to the bottom of the egg, and then add the top. With the egg being bottom heavy, it will wobble and move differently than it did before. And you can make a ramp, oops, sorry, a ramp, which watches when you put the egg down, what happens when you have a wobbly egg and roll it down the hill. What do you think is actually going to happen? Well, this is activity number 8. Most of our children love mazes. It's like a puzzle to find their way through. And in your stack of papers, you're going to want to find one marked 8. The arrow shows you where to find the number on the piece of paper. Um, the idea is that they start at the top with the arrow right here and then find their way all the way to the end at the bottom. But for children who are doing their first maze or even their first few maze, I would trace the way back, right? It's easier than trying to way your forward, and then have them draw a line through the maze from back to top. Well, that's all for week 2. Next week, we're going to do some painting, some patterns, a balancing act, and a little bit of counting. I'll see you then.